Tanya Plebiscite. She was there. She's now the Environment and Water Minister. She's trying to cut a deal with the Greens. She wants to get her plan through the upper house, restoring our rivers bill. This will take irrigation water from farmers and send it downriver for so-called environmental flows. Jono, it'll come to the Senate. What's the likelihood of it getting coalition support? Where's this up to?
Well, the onus is on the government to actually do the job they were elected to do, and that is to govern on behalf of all Australians, those irrigators in the upper reaches of the basin and those who live in the lower reaches, to make sure they have the environmental flows. I mean, it's not an all or nothing. I know it is a complex issue, but the approach being taken by the government and the fact that they're looking at removing this social and economic neutrality impact test is quite concerning, because it says to us that some of the approaches they're going to take are going to have an impact. Now, if you take the water out of the top end, you're going to find that it's going to be impossible to grow the things that we need and to support those regional communities. That's going to have massive flow-on implications, and Perrin Davey and others in the shadow cabinet have been pushing hard to make sure that isn't the case. And so we're going to be pushing this government to make sure they do what they said they would, and that is govern for all Australians and get the balance right, not do everything the Greens want, because that would be a complete disaster.
Nicole, we're in the middle of redistributions at a federal level, so this will impact the seats at the next election. Victoria and New South Wales will both lose a seat because there's been population changes. What's interesting in New South Wales, though, the two seats that are under fire are Teal seats. Seat of Warringah, Tony Abbott's old seat, the seat of North Sydney, Joe Hockey's old seat. And you've got Zali Steggall and Kylie Tink both making, I think, conflicting suggestions about who should lose their seat. It looks like they're almost at war. How do you see this playing out?
Peter, the Australian Electoral Commission will do whatever they like. I know it from bitter personal experience. I went through a redistribution in 2018 before the 2019 election, and the AEC did a lot of damage to my boundary. So we mounted a vehement campaign to try to prevent any change to my boundary, to the boundaries of Boothby at the time, because my community was amazing. It remains amazing. So they can say whatever they like. The AEC will do whatever they like.